They just got called out. Sealed documents in the court docket were just unsealed today in the Lively versus Baldoni case, and guess whose names were on the list? As you are all aware, Blake Lively alleges that there was a PR smear campaign held against her as retaliation for her coming forward with sexual harassment allegations. She's also alleging that she is currently being defamed in the media by Justin Baldoni's team, and that the PR smear campaign and retaliation continues up to today. She has requested from all parties involved in this case for them to present to her a list of all the people in the media they have been in contact with. She's trying to get to the bottom of who they've been chatting with involving this PR smear campaign and retaliation. Now, all of the parties filed an objection to this in the courts, but Melissa Nathan, who owns Tag, she is the PR crisis manager that Justin Baldoni and his team hired, she complied. Who knows if this is a complete list, but at least it's a start. So Melissa Nathan's PR crisis company, Tag, released these names from these media outlets that she says they've been in contact with. You'll notice that the very first outlet at the top is the Daily Mail and James V, which is James Vituska. He is the personal friend of Melissa Nathan, who had been texting with Brian Friedman and Melissa Nathan, and his comment is the reason Leslie Sloan was being sued by Justin Baldoni. He has since, however, issued a sworn affidavit saying that's not what he said. But let's get a little bit closer to the bottom of the list, shall we? Now, I'm personally not surprised, but maybe some of you will be. But look at those two names at the bottom, Candace Owens and Perez Hilton.
I can't be anything but honest.
Candace Owens has already been issued her subpoena. She did a whole live on YouTube about getting this subpoena, saying that she is absolutely going to comply, but only up until December of 2023 because she wasn't involved in anything at that point. She says she didn't get interested in the case until January.
I said, tell him we will willfully give him every piece of information that he wants leading up to when he filed this lawsuit. But obviously, we are going to assert reporter's privilege to protect our sources for how we got information about Blake Lively following her lawsuit being filed. I mean, common sense. And I said, beyond that, I'll even sign a sworn affidavit. What do you want? I had no communication with any party, not even a third party, somebody related to a party, to my knowledge. Last year in 2024, I covered you for about 5 minutes in all of 2024. We want to read your emails. Absolutely not. She knows we're going to say you can't read that. Of course she's going to say we can't read that. So why is she asking? No, I'm obviously not giving you every text messages. She can go, see? They're hiding something. Something must be hidden because they still believe that the public is still stupid to comprehend what's happening here. This is effectively a PR strategy.
I don't think the public's stupid. I think it was pretty evident from the start that there was something going on in the media tearing Blake Lively down. All these old videos were surfacing again. Something was going on. Now, I think it's also pretty evident that these two have had a huge hand in tearing down Blake Lively and pumping up Justin Baldoni.
This is a fishing expedition. That's what it is, a fishing expedition, because she wants to know now who's talking trash about her. Wake up, sweetheart. It's everyone. Everyone dislikes you because after Brian Friedman dropped the receipts, we all got invested and we're covering this organically. Okay, then nobody's paying me. Nobody's giving me talking points.
This is what a lot of people are now trying to say, that this is a fishing expedition and Blake's team is just issuing random subpoenas. There's nothing random about this. We now know why these guys have been subpoenaed, because in Tag's write-up, they claim they've been in contact with Candace Owens and with Perez Hilton.
So what are you trying to prove here? If there's a smear campaign happening against you now? Yeah, we all read your words. We read your messages. We read your Khaleesi Dragons, and we're kind of sickened by the way that you bullied Justin Baldoni. Like, we read it and we feel passionate about this case, and we're teaming up in the way that every parent and mother and woman and child that has been following this just wants to see justice brought to Justin Baldoni. But we're not inside a smear campaign. This is outside. I think that's legal strategy, is to pretend, is to get these people like me and Steph with the deeds to say, we're not giving that information so they can go, oh, look, something is happening.
They're teaming up all right. That is a huge list of people that have been in contact about this situation with Tag and Melissa Nathan. Now, we don't exactly know what they've been talking about, what information has been given, but that's what these subpoenas are all about.
Again, I will abide by your subpoena as it pertains to any time before you filed your lawsuit, but you are not getting access to 10,000 emails for your fishing expedition so you can find out who leaked to me about Scott Swift. That's ridiculous, okay? So that's what she's doing. That's what this is. And I told my husband we can put up this entire subpoena for you guys to read on the Candace Owens website.
Candace is pretty passionate that she does not want to give them any of her messages from the time she got involved in January on. It's also interesting to note that she claimed she was going to upload that subpoena that she got from Blake Lively to her website. I've been checking every day since she said that, and she has not uploaded it, although she uploaded the other documents she said she would.
I love this. Is this just a move by Serena Vandercrookson for publicity? And I also have not communicated with my lawyer, Brian Friedman, about this, who also represents Justin Baldoni and has not given me any information or influenced me in any way whatsoever. But my response is, thank you. I love this.
I wonder how excited he is now, knowing that they gave him up, that his name is on that list of people they've been in contact with about the Blake and Justin situation. Also, Brian Friedman's office says they don't represent him, that they don't know who represents him, and they don't know how to contact him. Now, this was all in an email from Brian Friedman's office to Blake Lively's team when they were looking to subpoena him. Now, he might not be running from them or hiding from them, but he's certainly not making it easy. He claimed that he's not at his home and hasn't been for quite some time, and he's actually living somewhere in Miami.
I want to be I'm always honest, but I want to be vulnerable with you all. I will comply with the law, and I have nothing to hide.
He says he has nothing to hide, but yet numerous times we've heard him and seen him comment saying that he has an inside source or multiple inside sources connected to this case. So is one of those sources Melissa Nathan? This does not look good for either one of them, who try to deny that they had anything to do with a PR smear campaign or retaliation, when in fact it's now listed that they have in fact been in contact with Tag, Melissa Nathan's company. Another piece of damning evidence was also unsealed today, and it's this. This is an email sent from Melissa Nathan at Tag, the PR crisis manager that Justin Baldoni hired, to Jed Wallace, the alleged hitman of the internet. And guess what it is? It's a list of Blake Lively's 17 conditions she wanted in order to feel safe again at her workplace and return to work. Now, there's a few problems with this. Number one, why does the crisis manager, Melissa Nathan, have a copy of Blake Lively's workplace complaints that should have been dealt with by HR? Number two, why would Melissa Nathan be sending this to the alleged hitman of the internet, Jed Wallace? And number three, look at the date on this. August 5th. Now, this is even before Wayfair alleges that any rumors or anything like that were being pushed out about HR on the workforce against Justin Baldoni. This is also even before Jed Wallace was hired by Baldoni's team. And number four, and probably the biggest issue in all this, is Jed Wallace in his sworn affidavit made it sound like he didn't know anything about Blake Lively's complaints, especially her sexual harassment allegations. This is what he wrote in his affidavit. He said, Lively alleges, among other things, that I participated in a conspiracy to commit tortious conduct or unlawful acts against her. I did not. If this conspiracy even exists, which I doubt, I have no knowledge of it because I was not involved. We just saw you have knowledge of it. You got the full email on August 5th. These are the emails that have come out between Jed Wallace and Wayfair when he was being hired, all the introduction messages. Notice the date on all these. It's August 9th. Melissa Nathan sent him that list on August 5th. This is the message that Melissa Nathan had sent to Jamie Heath and Jennifer Abel about how she researched online hitmen and was going with quotes for Jed Wallace. And this was the day after she sent Blake Lively's list to Jed Wallace. This was on the 6th of August. And here's just a reminder of exactly how much Jed Wallace was going to cost and what exactly he was going to do for Justin Baldoni. Now, in his statement, he says he did none of these, but yet that's what Justin Baldoni appeared to pay him for. So if we read this again, it says, The first one, $175,000, would be for 3 or 4 months, and he says that this includes websites, which they discuss later, full Reddit, full social account takedowns, full social crisis team on hand for anything, engage with audiences in the right way, start threads of theories, and he says to discuss. This is the way to be fully 100% protected. Now, they ended up going with package number 2, but they paid $30,000 instead of $25,000 for it. They must have added a little something on there. But it says for this one, they had to book them for a minimum of 3 months. And it says, as it needs to seed, same as above. Seeding is extremely common in talks of this. So basically it means you plant something and you wait for people like us to take it over and spread it around. He goes on to say, this will be for creation of social fan engagement to go back and forth with any negative accounts, helping to change the narrative and stay on track. So those were definitely 2 of the most interesting things that happened in the court docket today. But in other news, we had a win and a loss for Blake Lively today in the courts as well. Justin Baldoni's team had wanted her to give them all of her income, basically. They wanted her net income. They wanted her damages that she's claiming for all her businesses, personal and otherwise. And the judge ruled kind of in both. He granted Justin's request to have all of her information as to damages handed over and not wait for the expert to do it, which is what she wanted. But he denied them in saying that they're not going to get her net worth, her tax receipts, any property or retirement information, anything like that. As always, I want to know your thoughts on all of this, but especially on this situation. I am dying to know your thoughts on this, especially now that we know that Google was subpoenaed for information on 16 smaller creators from YouTube. In my opinion, we 100% know now that there's definitely a reason those 16 creators were chosen.